Today I'd like to share with you a powerful message inspired by the book Hillbilly Elegy and its relevance to my life as a pre-service teacher, a mother, and my experiences as they relate to Australian educational policies. Through this lens, we'll explore the critical issue of inclusion and exclusion in contemporary Australian education, guided by the key theoretical concepts such as normalisation, deficit discourse, neoliberalism, inclusive education, and social justice. Inclusive education means that all students are welcomed by their schools in age-appropriate settings and are supported to learn, contribute, and participate in all aspects of school. This is by Atzel, 2011. As a pre-service teacher, my journey in education has been shaped by the book Hillbilly Elegy. This memoir by J.D. Vance sheds light on the challenges faced by working class individuals in the United States, particularly those from rural backgrounds. While the book's setting is different from Australia, the overarching themes of poverty, disadvantage, and the pursuit of upward mobility resonate globally. Vance's personal experience and his journey from a troubled background to Yale Law School offer a glimpse into the transformative power of education. In my role as a mother, I've come to realise the profound impact that quality education can have on a child's future. Hillbilly Elegy emphasises the role of family and community in shaping one's life. As a parent, I'm deeply committed to providing my children with the best educational opportunities. However, I'm also aware of the disparities that exist within our education system, both in Australia and worldwide. This awareness has led me to critically examine the policies and practices that govern our educational instructions. One of the aha moments I had while reading A Hillbilly Elegy was the realisation that educational attainment is closely tied to socioeconomic factors. Vance's personal journey highlights the importance of breaking the cycle of poverty through education. This epiphany has encouraged me to advocate for more inclusive and equitable educational practices, especially in the context of remote areas and schools in Australia. Newspaper articles frequently remind us of the disparities in Australian education. Stories of underfunded schools, overcrowded classrooms, and the struggles faced by students from disadvantaged backgrounds are all too common. These articles underscore the urgent need for change and the importance of addressing the issue of inclusion and exclusion within our education system. Australian education policies play a pivotal role in shaping the landscape for our schools. It is imperative that we critically analyse these policies through the lens of key theoretical concepts. Normalisation. In the context of Australian education, normalisation involves ensuring that all students, regardless of their backgrounds or abilities, have equal access to quality education. The principle aligns with the messages of Hillbilly Elegy, where education is portrayed as a pathway to a better life. Wolfsbanger et al., 1972, argued that normalisation involves giving people what they need in order for them to experience the same lifestyle as everyone else. This concept emphasises the importance of changing something about the person that is considered abnormal, rather than accepting exclusion based on differences. Redefining what is normal. Madiraga et al., 2011, have highlighted the need to redefine what is normal and to accept that a more varied population has different needs, goals, and life expectations. This perspective aligns with varied pedagogy and subject matter choices to build an inclusive environment where diverse needs are met, ultimately leading to inclusive education and inclusive society. Deficit discourse. This construct, articulated by Humphrey 2014, is characterised by the proclivity of problems predominantly to the individual to whom these discourses are applied. In simpler terms, sometimes we blame individuals for problems when in reality there may be other factors at play. For example, educators can shift their language of students presenting with challenging behaviours and replacing this with behaviours of concern, as suggested by Chan et al., 2012. This shift is focusing on how we can support the individuals rather than pointing fingers at them. Unfortunately, deficit discourse often pervades our education system. Students from disadvantaged backgrounds are sometimes unfairly labelled as deficient rather than recognising their potential. This labelling can perpetuate cycles of disadvantage. In Hillbilly Elegy, we find parallels to the complexities of deficit discourse and normalisation within the Australian schooling system. Vance's memoir reflects on societal norms and how narratives can impact individuals, much like how deficit discourse can attribute challenges to individuals rather than systemic factors. His narrative also delves into the tension between conforming to societal norms and maintaining cultural identity, a theme relevant to the diverse Australian context. As a pre-service teacher in Australia, I have encountered similar challenges related to deficit language and exclusion within the educational system. Students from lower socioeconomic areas, where teachers would label them as having challenging behaviour, would either be sent to detention or given to support staff to manage, as teachers often lacked time, support tools, or language. In their words, deal with them. It's crucial to be mindful of how these narratives can affect students' self-esteem and performance. I've found that embracing inclusivity and valuing diverse perspectives is vital. Not only it enriches the educational experience, but it also empowers students to reach their full potential in a system that should celebrate their unique backgrounds and voices. Neoliberalism is a socio-economic philosophy that emphasises on individualisation, market competition, economic outcomes, and now education. It can lead to increased access to education through scholarships, but it can also foster exclusion. Some schools operate as market-driven entities with high education fees, excluding students from low socio-economic backgrounds. This disadvantaged marginalised groups and perpetuates exclusion based on economic status. Savage, 2017. J.D. Vance's experience in Hillbilly Elegy illustrate the impact of economic factors on education. Vance faced economic challenges in his upbringing, and his journey highlights how economic inequality can affect one's access to quality education. Similarly, as a pre-service teacher, I have encountered students from diverse economic backgrounds, some of whom faced financial barriers to accessing educational resources such as laptops, books, and even their school uniform. With my new understanding of the influence of neoliberalism on education will help me to advocate for equitable opportunities for all students. Social and cultural capital play significant roles in determining the extent to which individuals experience inclusion or exclusion in an educational context. Students with strong social connections and networks are more likely to experience inclusion within the school environment, while students with little social capital may face exclusion, lacking peer and teacher support, and feeling isolation and disengagement. Graham and McCartney, 2012. Students with higher cultural capital may find it easier to navigate the academic environment, while those with lower cultural capital, especially if their backgrounds differ from the dominant culture, may face challenges with understanding the curriculum and academically struggling, leading to exclusion. Foreman and Arthur Kelly, 2017. Hillbilly Elegy provides insights into the role of social and cultural capital in education. Vance navigated the complexities of his cultural background while pursuing educational success. As a pre-service teacher, I have encountered students with various levels of social and cultural capital. With my newfound understanding of social and cultural capital, I will be able to recognise these differences and work to create an inclusive environment that values diversity and helps bridge the gaps that ensure every student has a chance to thrive academically, regardless of their social or cultural background. Inclusive education seeks to address these issues and create more equitable learning environments by recognising and nurturing students' individual strengths and potential, regardless of their background. It challenges the neoliberal notion that education is solely an individual pursuit for economic success, emphasising that education is a collective investment in the well-being of society, recognising that inclusive educated community is beneficial for all. Foreman and Arthur Kelly, 2017. The deficit perspective, normalisation, neoliberalism, and overlooking of social and cultural aspects contribute to the exclusionary practices in education. Inclusive education strives to counter these tendencies by valuing each student's strengths, embracing diversity, and fostering a sense of belonging for all students. As educators, it's our goal to empower our students not only academically, but also to become influential individuals who make positive changes in their communities. Teachers play a crucial role in addressing these issues of inclusion and exclusion in education. They can contribute to solutions in several ways, as explored by Florian and Black Hawkins, 2011. Students learn best when they feel accepted, when they enjoy positive relationships with their fellow students and teachers, and when they're able to be active, visible members of the learning community. Foreman and Arthur Kelly, 2017. Thank you for watching.